Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Pro&AmateurPodcast. He's the pro, I'm the amateur. And today we have a very unconventional episode for you. There was a lot going on this week, and we don't really know moving forward how the podcast is going to proceed. We love the other location. There's just some complications with it right now. Should we just explain to them the complications?
Yeah.
It's just a far distance.
Yeah.
That's really it. It's difficult to drive there. I mean, this podcast hasn't taken off yet, so we don't have those kind of funds.
Yeah, it's just a little bit too far to go, and especially since we want to do 2 episodes a week, it's rough. So
it will be really difficult to do 2 episodes every week. So we're gonna try to record some episodes. We're gonna try this process out, see how it works. If this doesn't work, we'll have to figure out something else. But in the meantime, let's see how this episode goes.
Yeah, let's get straight into what we got.
Well, we got to give an update on March Madness. Obviously, the Final Four happened and the final. Excuse me. Oh God.
That's gonna turn off.
I don't know what that. Why you got an alarm set?
I don't know.
Anyway, was that just in case you were asleep?
No.
The Final Four and the final happened.
Yeah.
And I mean, the only big thing that happened in the Final Four was obviously Jalen Suggs hit that buzzer beater against UCLA. Any thoughts on that?
I mean, that was probably the craziest game ever in college basketball. Like,
Now to Skip.
Skip, yeah.
Skip Bayless said it was the luckiest shot ever.
Yeah, that's not luck. It's not a lucky shot. But that was really an intense game. Like, I didn't care who won. Like, I was cheering for Gonzaga a little bit just because I had them in my bracket and stuff, and I had them winning it all. But there was nothing on the line for me, and my heart was still, I was still into it. Like, my heart was still racing. Like, that's how intense it was. So, I mean, it was a really good game. Like, UCLA played really well. It was nip and tuck the whole time, and it went to overtime, and Gonzaga, I mean, UCLA looked out of it. They were down 6 in overtime, and they fought back. So every time when it felt like Gonzaga was going to pull away, UCLA fought back, and so it was a really good game, and that buzzer beater was freaking insane. I mean, half court.
I'll just say I have a little bit of issue with some of these seedings. I get it's March Madness, but with what happened this year, if you look at it, you could probably say that almost all of the Pac-12 was underseeded.
Yeah.
Because all of the Pac-12 teams made it through to the Sweet 16. But they were all, though the highest seed was USC at 6. So it doesn't make sense.
It's hard to see it because it's they didn't play many games. A lot of teams didn't play much, or some teams really didn't play at all. So it's hard to
I guess that's true.
But UCLA was, I mean, they were definitely a good enough team to be in the Final Four. It wasn't like they didn't belong there. So
yeah.
But I mean, that was that UCLA Gonzaga game was insane. I'm so glad I watched it. And
and then Baylor beat the brakes off Houston. We kind of said that though. We didn't really feel like Houston was going to do much.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if that was an upset, but I really felt confident in Baylor too. Houston, they played good all tournament, but yeah, Baylor's just a different level. They're a different beast right now. So.
Well, then, I mean, that takes us to the final. For Baylor, upset. It's an upset, but I'm not going to say it's it's 2 1 seeds. I'm not going to. I know Zags were the runaway favorite. Or they were only favored by 4 points, 4.5. So I'm not. We can say upset technically, but it wasn't I don't know. I wouldn't call it a huge upset.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe in some people's eyes it was. Maybe to the extent. Because Baylor beat them pretty handily. Seemed like the only person that was really fighting in that game was Jalen Suggs.
Yeah.
But...
Yeah, Baylor played lights out. They were clearly the better team. And,
well,
they shot, and they played amazing on offense, too. Gonzaga didn't play great on defense.
It was any time that Gonzaga got, any momentum in the second half, it was instantly killed.
Yeah.
Instant.
Yeah, Baylor they wouldn't miss. They were shooting lights out. I mean, they're the number 1 3-point shooting team in the country for a reason, so.
I didn't expect it. I did think that Gonzaga was gonna win. I still don't think it was like a major upset.
Lose?
Huh?
You didn't think Gonzaga was gonna lose?
I thought they were gonna win.
Oh no, yeah.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna win.
Yeah.
But again, I'm not too surprised. After seeing what happened with UCLA, I wasn't super high on them at that point. That kind of brought them back down to earth.
Yeah.
And I still think Jalen Suggs he's going to the draft this year, isn't he?
Oh yeah, he's gonna be a lottery pick.
Yeah, he's gonna be a good. I think he'll be a solid player. And look, the Zags are gonna have a good program again next year. I don't think that.
Yeah.
So I if I'm a Zags fan, I'm not too disappointed. I mean, you guys could have played better in this game, but you did just come out of a heartbreak or a nail biter against UCLA. It's just, I don't know. It was kind of an underwhelming championship to watch. Kind of like because it didn't look close throughout the whole game.
Yeah, they ran into a juggernaut. Like freaking Baylor they were the best team in the tournament. I mean, those were the two best teams though. So
yeah, well, which is why I'm like, I can't say it's a huge upset. Like I really can't. I know Gonzaga was favored, but you can't be like, oh, like I don't know.
Baylor played really well, so I mean they deserved to win. They outplayed them. Gonzaga didn't play great. They hung around a little bit, but they just weren't able to overcome the deficit they had in like the first couple minutes. They were down early, so and they were never able to really overcome.
I don't think it ever came back.
Yeah, there was times where I thought they were going to, but
they got close at certain times.
Yeah, but when freaking Baylor just freaking is shooting lights out like that, there's not much you can do.
Well, like I said, it's impossible to build any momentum when as soon as you get a slight thing of hope, it just instantly goes to nothing because Baylor comes down and hits a three down your throat.
Yeah, exactly.
It's rough, but here's me and him did end up both our brackets ended up completely busted because our champion lost, but we still won the podcast challenge. We actually tied. Dylan and Austin was like 400 points.
It was rough for Austin. His final eight wasn't. He had a lot of.
I don't think he had anybody in the final eight.
I think he just he didn't
the
care.
Elite Eight.
Yeah, he didn't care. He felt like he had a lot of teams that were low seeded having going Final Four and Final Eight. So.
And then Dylan had Texas winning it all, which was. We don't even need to talk why that's a mistake.
Yeah,
watch out for them Longhorns.
But that was good March Madness. So I'm glad.
That was fun.
It happened, and I'm excited for next year. Next year's March Madness is going to be.
It should be better next year.
Yeah.
It should be better next year, but
it just.
Well, there'll be fans next year.
Yeah.
And all that. I mean, yeah, it should be better next year.
Yeah, I'm excited for next year. I mean, those are going to be the two best teams next year too. For right now, as far as like predicting, like.
Well, Gonzaga has a lot of people returning, like Timmy and all of them. They're all returning.
Yeah, Gonzaga and Baylor are going to be the best teams. So, I mean, I'm excited for it. But this was a good March Madness. I mean, there was a lot of good games. I think the freaking game of the year was the UCLA Gonzaga game.
That was a great game.
I've never seen a game like that. That was freaking crazy. Like.
It must have been so heartbreaking to be a UCLA fan.
Oh yeah.
That must have hurt.
Oh yeah.
Bad.
Yeah.
Oh man, that.
Well, they were. Yeah, you could tell they were hurt. Like the coach was freaking. He did his post interview and it was rough for them. But I mean, they played really.
They
well.
put it all out there.
Yeah.
I mean, they put up 90 points. That's not something to just bat an eye at.
Oh, they freaking played as good as they could have. I mean, literally, like they couldn't have played any better.
I don't know how many teams are leave are. I don't know how many of their players are returning next year. I'm not sure.
I don't know. I think they're losing that point guard, which was their best player. I think they're losing him. So I don't know.
I'm not sure. Either way, it'll be interesting to see. I feel like it's going to be like a completely different story next year. I feel like seeding is almost going to be almost upside down. Almost. Not. I think there's going to be a lot of people that switch places. I mean, Duke and Kentucky weren't even there this year.
Yeah.
And Roy Williams retired. That's pretty sad. The assistant coach's name? What's his name?
For North Carolina?
Yeah, the dude who's gonna replace.
I don't know.
I can't remember his name. Let me. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Yeah, they're assistant head coach or assistant coach. He's been there for a long time under Roy Williams. Hubert Davis. That's his name, or Hubert. I'm not sure, but it says right here he's the first black head coach for UNC. We'll see how. I don't know anything about him. I don't honestly know anything moving forward with their program because it was a disgrace this year. Less of a disgrace than Duke or Kentucky, because I don't know how you're one of those schools and you gotta be like really upset. Basketball is all Duke and Kentucky have. They're not good at football, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, next year will be interesting. I love March Madness. It's freaking, I mean, it's the greatest thing. Like, it's so entertaining to watch. Like, even if you don't freaking like basketball, like, it's crazy to watch. Like, it's so entertaining, the freaking close games. And then once you get like Final 8, Final 4, like most of the games, this year was a little bit different, but most of the games are like really close down to the wire. So
yeah,
it's freaking so entertaining. Like, I love watching March Madness. So
well, and we have, what was it? I mean everything's gonna be returning back to normal pretty soon. Yeah. At least as far as fans being able to attend things and what have you. I mean, there's actually a Texas
Rangers game.
Yeah, that was full capacity. I don't know how. I have my feelings about that. But I don't even know how a baseball stadium can fill full capacity at this point.
Yeah. It's definitely cool to see that, but yeah, hopefully it will definitely be back to normal pretty soon. So, I mean, it's gonna be good. So March Madness next year, definitely looking forward to that. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for that.
Yeah. Well, today we actually have a little bit different. There's not a whole lot in sports right now because we're kind of just mid NBA season. So, I mean, yeah, games are happening, but there's no new groundbreaking stuff. I think we already said it last time. I think the Nets are the best team in the league. The Nets will lose if the Nets make themselves lose. I don't think AD and Braun have to come back healthy. But I mean, I don't know how any team is going to be able to put up 137 games in a row against the Nets. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see, but as of right now, I don't think that there's any major NBA news that has happened.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Yeah, I think we just have to wait till playoffs, really, because I think everything else is kind of set, except for, I mean, still got playoff seeding, but...
well, the Jazz aren't a true 1 seed. They're not. They're horrible. Don't get fooled.
They'll win they'll make it out of the first round, but that's it.
I got my money
on the first round against an 8 seed?
Nope. Dude, they might be playing the Lakers.
The 8 seed in
the Lakers might become the 8th seed.
No, they won't.
They're losing a lot of games.
They don't fall the 8 seed, dude.
I kind of hope they do. That'd be funny if they fell to the 8th seed and they blew the Jazz out.
That would be funny. I mean, it could happen, but I doubt it.
That's the Jazz's worst nightmare, because if that happens...
Can you imagine that?
That would be hilarious. I'd laugh so hard.
Ron and AD both came back for that.
That's the 8th seed? I'd laugh.
Yeah, that would be great.
All right, well, and then NFL, I mean, there's a few more mock drafts. I'm Team Chaser Pitts over Sewell, just because I think that Sewell, I don't know how to say his name.
Sewell?
Is that how you say it?
I think it's Panay Sewell. That is.
I don't know. I feel like I mess it up, but I'm either on the Kyle Pitts or Jamar Chase bandwagon. I think just loading it up with talent, and the offensive line talent in this draft is pretty deep. So I'm totally fine if we go Pitts or Chase, lineman, defensive lineman. Like I'm totally fine with that. I don't feel like we should reach in this draft. I'd rather just get the most talented player, which is gonna either be Jamar Chase or Kyle Pitts. So that's what I'm going for. We'll see how it goes. I don't think we need 3 starting tackles as good. And you know what? I hope Sewell does do good in the league, because if he comes to our team, I'm still not going to be upset. That's the thing. I think that's the misconception a lot of people are getting. I'm not going to be upset if we get Panay Sewell. Like, you're not going to see me kicking in like, oh, it's almost like an embarrassment of riches that we have. It's kind of a pick your poison. So I'm not really worried, but.
You want me to talk about the Bengals draft?
Dude, you're just going to say don't draft Chase.
Yeah, I wouldn't draft another receiver.
I mean,
I wouldn't draft a weapon. You don't need a weapon.
I'm
like, yeah, it would help, but that's your strong suit. I don't know why. Like,
but
that stuff's overrated.
The thing, dude, what they have right now, they can double Higgins or Boyd. But if we had 3 threats, especially one that can run past. Because Boyd and Higgins both can't run past people like that. Did you see the recent quote that came out today about him being the best wide receiver prospect since Julio?
He's good. I don't know about that. But
they said he's the best wide receiver prospect. Best wide receiver prospect since Julio.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, which is, I mean, like I said, I don't know. I don't know who we're going to pick. I see literally mock drafts every day that say Sewell or Pitts or Chase. Like, it's back. Again, I'm not going to complain. I don't think you can miss on this. Unless they just, like, pick some no-name out of nowhere. I'll say this. If Penei Sewell gets drafted by the Falcons and we draft a lineman at 5, that's a mistake.
Oh, yeah.
If we draft another line, that's a huge mistake. Don't do that. That would be the most Bengals move in history.
I'm not a fan of adding, like, you have tons of holes on your team already, and I'm not a fan of adding to your strong suit. Like,
well, the biggest reason why I don't think that, the biggest reason why I'm not full team Sewell is just because we already have 2 starting tackles, like 2 quality. I'm not gonna say like who's the Colts guy? What's his name?
Quinn Nelson.
Yeah, Quinn Nelson. We don't have 2 Quinn Nelsons lining up for us. Like, that's not how it is. And I'm not gonna sit here and act like we do, but I don't know why we would go out and sign another tackle and then draft another tackle. It doesn't make sense.
Well, you could draft a guard too, or center.
Well, no, that's what I want. I want second round. If we draft talent at number 5 and we don't draft linemen 2nd, 3rd, and 4th round, or 2nd and 3rd minimum, then I'll be upset. That will be a really bad draft. My hope is that we can go in and get, if we get talent at 5, you better stack up on line the rest. Because the linemen in this draft are pretty talented. There's a lot of them. There's not a lot of wide receiver talent, but there's a lot of
wide receiver talent.
Not really. T. Higgins.
Last year's draft.
No, last year's draft was full of wide receivers.
This one's got more.
I don't think so. T. Higgins went 2nd round last year, and he put up 900. He was our best receiver, and he did really good.
What does that mean, though?
He went 2nd round. He'd be a 1st rounder this year, is what I'm saying.
Oh, no, I think this year's is better.
You think so?
Judy, they're both good, but
Judy, Ruggs, Claypool.
Judy didn't do anything last year.
Well, he had. Who was
there
throwing?
was a lot of good receivers last year. This one's slightly better. They're both great though.
I don't think so. Are you sure?
Yeah, we can look at it. You got Chase, Devontae Smith from Alabama.
I don't think Devontae Smith's gonna be that great.
Really?
I don't. That's why there's 2 receivers minimum. Him and Jalen Waddle and Jamar Chase are always in front of him. I think there's even another one. Hold on.
He's still gonna be a great receiver. He's gonna be a 1st round pick.
Oh, he bet. Well, yeah, of course.
He's a pretty good player if he's going 1st round.
Mock draft.
I'm trying to think who else. There's the dude from North Carolina.
Hold on.
Who I hope we get actually.
Okay, I have no idea. Oh,
there's this. No, what is his name? The guy from North Carolina.
We'll figure it out.
It's something. So you got him, and then you got the 2 Alabama receivers. You got Chase.
Keep going.
You got Chase. You got
Jeez, excuse me, sorry.
You got Chase. You got the 2 Bama receivers.
Hold on. So Jamar Chase, Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle. 3 good ones. Dang, these guys have Penei Sewell dropping to 11. See, that's what scares me. There's a lot of people in the latest mock drafts have Sewell dropping like far in the draft. That's why I'm scared. That's why I feel like it's almost a reach to go for him.
I don't care about mock drafts, dude.
But I'm just saying, like, these are kind of based on talent, which is why it's kind of scaring me that that's another thing that's a little scary, that he's falling. Let's see. So we have 3 receivers. Kadarius Toney. I don't know who. I've never heard that guy's name, if I'm being honest.
He's a top 5 guy in the draft, but there's the North Carolina guy who's better than him. I don't know where he's at.
4.
Terrence Marshall.
He's not that.
There's the North Carolina
that's
guy
a reach.
who's actually better than these guys.
Him? Oh, no, that's a running back. He's not even in the 1st round.
He's a first round talent. I don't, dude. Mock drafts are horrible, dude. I don't care about mock.
Well, that's true. I'll give you that. But wait, what? Did that have? Dude, Mac Jones is not falling to 19th.
He's going third.
That's it. Yeah, this mock draft sucks. Wait, what? Dude, no. Yeah, this thing's horrible. I don't know. Let's.
I don't remember what we were saying. Just as
Hold
far
on,
as.
let me just look up
If you go to just
NFL
like,
or wide receiver
NFL
draft class 2020. Oops. And I'm going to copy that, come paste it in here, but we'll do 2020. Let's see. Okay. Let's see what we have. Okay, so obviously we have can we not what Pro Football Focus, what is this? Okay, so there's Jalen Waddle, Devontae Smith. Dude, just give me who they are.
Just go to that one, dude. The SB Nation one.
This should tell me.
Okay, this one.
Oh, goodbye. Oh, good lord.
What is going on? Wait, what?
It's gonna make
Go
me
to
go
the
to a
SB
second.
Nation one
Yeah.
over there. Cause like this freaking crap's being stupid.
Okay. So number one, Jamar Chase, obviously. Devontae Smith, Rashad Bateman,
Yeah, I think that guy's not. He's kind of a little overrated, but
Jalen Waddle,
Jalen Waddle.
Tylan Wallace,
Dude, what's going on with this?
Elijah
list,
Moore,
These lists-
Amonra. I don't know how to say his name. I apologize.
Where's the this? I don't care about this list, dude.
Ronald Moore, Terrence Marshall, Cardarius Toney, and then it goes
So De'Ami Brown is the guy.
Seth
De'Ami
Williams,
Brown's better than all those guys, dude.
Denami Brown, Sage.
Yeah, the rest of those guys aren't really good.
But if you look
So-
at last year's was stacked. CeeDee Lamb, Jerry Jeudy, Henry Ruggs, Justin Jefferson,